What's popping?
I think I needed to make a new intro.
You think you need to make a new intro?
Yeah, I'm actually hating seeing old pictures of myself, and I know it's only been 6 months, but still. So mind you guys, we're gonna try to get this going as much as possible. But Wayne is having some internet issues.
I have been having massive issues.
Keep going. I think he may have some glitches and stops and whatnot. He was telling me that apparently they've been trying to fix his internet all week, and it's probably the whole area, to be honest with you.
What do you say? What?
I was just trying to get you kind of glitched out for a second there, so I was just telling you you may come and go.
So let me tell you what has happened so far. So they have ran a new wire inside of my house. They have ran a new wire outside of my house. They have changed the connections on the pole outside of my house. They have put a new router in. That we're on like almost 2 weeks now of them not being able to give me consistent service, and it just happened all of a sudden. They used to have the greatest service. I've gamed on it for years and years and years, and all of a sudden their service decided that it was taking a shit on me, and they can't seem to fix it.
Seems like they haven't upgraded their equipment properly.
They can't seem to fix it, and then they can't seem to figure out why I'm so upset.
Oh.
So like, so like their last agreement with me is they're going to give me a month free. I said, well, that's really nice of you, but I need to know who I'm sending the bill to. Just really, really nice of you, but I need you to understand that I need to know where your office is that receives bills, because I'm sending it to you. And my argument to them is it's not an act of God. It's not because I didn't pay the bill. It's not any foreseen uncircumstances that may have happened. You're just simply not capable of getting me the service that I've already paid for.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's that hard to ask for what you've paid for, you know?
Exactly. And so we've been at odds for the last, it's reasonably been 8 days now. 8 days we've been at odds, and for 6 of those 8 days they've been here every day. 6 of those 8 days they have been at my house every day doing something that has done nothing. You don't know what to say about that, do you? I mean,
especially in my house, being that my kids are on the iPad all the time, they're on Roblox all the time, we're on phones, we run everything in our house nowadays through either a Alexa Fire Stick or a Amazon an Apple TV of sorts. That, you know, we've had glitches from weather storms and stuff like that, but shut up, Alexa, you go away. But I don't, for days like this, yeah, we'd have problems. I mean,
so
yeah,
OTT's wife, it's not like cable TV. It's like the coax, like the coax cable, not fiber optics. There is another company that's right in my area that has fiber optics, and if they can't get this fixed by Friday, I will have fiber optic cable. I mean, it's that simple at this point, and I might even pull the trigger on it anyways. To be completely honest, I might pull the trigger on it anyways, just because I'm kind of fed up with Mediacom right now. I've called them losers in so many different ways that I'm tired of calling them losers. Well, I mean, if you come to someone's house and use it, because they come to the house, right, and they've done all of this work, and they're like, yep, there's a problem. We're going to put in a maintenance request. Okay. So when's it going to be fixed? I don't know.
They can't give answers. Yeah.
Yeah. So when's it going to be fixed? Oh, whenever they get the maintenance request done. What did you put in the maintenance request for? It's somewhere upstream. So you mean you're just going to track it all the way back to your building? Like, I mean, is that where we're at right now? You're going to track the cable all the way back?
This is why I think over so many years I've learned that, like, I don't rent my modem from the internet company. I buy my own modem. I have my own router, so that way I know if I ever drop out, it is strictly line and that's it.
OTT, help me out.
Oh, he works. Yeah, he does work for the cable company, but I think he's out here in Florida. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's out here in Florida now.
So you let me tell you, OTT, since you're here, look, I'm going to tell you my biggest gripes with MediaCom right now. They have no number to call. The only number that you can call gets you to a dispatch overseas somewhere in India or somewhere to that effect, right? You can't get it, like there's no call center here in the United States. OTT, let's talk. There's no call center here in the United States. So I've had to call this call center every day for the past 8 days and tell them that my internet is still not allowing me to make money. And so one night I got this dude, and this dude went to break on me. I swear to God, this is a true story. My wife is on the phone with these guys, and he goes to break. He puts the phone down. They are laughing and joking, and she's like, I can hear y'all laughing. And he picks the phone up and says, oh, we're on our lunch break, and puts the phone back down while they continue to take their lunch break, because you can't get an American call center. You can't. They all go to Egypt or Turkey or somewhere over there. And you say, hey, look, let me talk to a manager, right? Let me talk to a manager. They transfer the call, and it comes back, and you're like, man, I was just talking to you. Like, is there not a supervisor there? He's like, oh, I'm the supervisor. It's like, buddy, I was just on the phone with you. And they go, oh, no, for real. I'm not stupid. We were having this conversation. If this has gone on for 8 days now, OTT, they have replaced the cable in my house. They have replaced the cable out of my house. They have replaced the connections that hooks to the pole. They have replaced my router. They have replaced everything that they can replace, and they still can't get it to work properly.
Bees popping. Thank you very, very much for that. I do appreciate it. And even for a super sticker, we got to throw the got to drop the superhero landing. So
After
I do
6
appreciate
p.m.
it.
After 6 p.m. After 6 p.m. That explains a lot. Look, we go live on TikTok at 7 p.m. And let me tell y'all what's happening, so you have a better idea as to what's happening. So we'll have service, right? We'll have service, and then it'll go away. And then we'll have service, and then it'll go away. And if you're watching a show like on TV, because everything in my house is internet ran, the lights, the TV, everything in my house is internet ran, with the exception of the thermostat, and that will be coming next, because I'm going to do a complete 360 Google house here soon. I'm going to 360 out the whole house. I was looking at it today, because that's why I'm going to run my internet. Complete 360 Google, so where it's completely like encapsulated in Wi-Fi. But if you're watching... If you're watching the TV,
before you go to whatever, you got to hook up here in OTT. So after the stream, you need to hit him up and get your MAC address will be on the back of your modem.
I got you. I got you, OTT.
He has the connection to go tap into your network.
Oh, thank you. I don't think
you picked up on that one yet.
Thank you, OTT. Oh my God. All right, so check me out though. So what happens though if you're watching TV, right? So if you're watching TV, you're fine, because it isn't off long enough to infect the already like show that you're watching. So when it comes back on, it just catches right back up, so you never get that wheel. But let me tell you what it does to the TikTok live, because there's no like downloading to it. So you're live, and then it cuts it, and then the screen freezes. And then it comes back on, and then you come back on, and then you're live for another few minutes, and then it cuts it, and then it does that like and you're sitting there like, come on, you're wanting to like break stuff. You're like, you've got to be joking.
Here's the type of hookup you need. Not only can he check your modem, but he's also probably knows the area manager, could find out the area manager and get a hold of them and get. So here's one thing I do have now. Again, at one point, there's one house I was living in way back in the day.
OTT might be my hero.
before I moved into this house, we went with a fiber company. I can't remember the company's name now. But anyways, I had a guy I went to high school with, was like some high end, manager or whatnot out in the Arizona location. Dude, I hit him up. Was just trying to ask him about how their service is and shit like that. Just wondering, dude. He had me hooked up straight to the group managers. I didn't have fiber to the house. They had put everything in for free, no problem. Those are the hookups you need. It's right there. Now, of course, out here in Florida, we don't have. Who do you guys have?
It's
Mediacom.
Mediacom. So Mediacom.
We have Spectrum out here.
Look, for years, Mediacom has been where it's at when it comes to my internet. I haven't been able to get anybody else that was worth a squat. Ligtail has just recently come in. That's what I was talking about. There is fiber optics right across the street from me. I mean, so they just recently came in. But we have had Mediacom. I swear to God, this house is 50 years old. I bet it's been here for 50 years because it was her mom's service before we moved in. So it's been here that long, and the only thing we did was upgraded the service because we're younger, and that's what you do when you're younger, right? You upgrade the service. OTT, I'm gonna get that for you in just a second. I just sent a text to the house to see if I can't beg somebody in the house to go get that for me. I don't think you realize that you will be my hero, and I knew that there was a reason why. Like
we had to go live
in the Funko community. I knew there was a reason why. There had to be. Then this. Oh, look at this. They actually sent it to me. So here, I'm going to type it into the chat real quick and see if I get this right. So they just put this one.
That means anybody can tap into your modem.
Oh no, it does it really?
I don't know. I'm always cautious about sending out Well, you'd probably be better off DMing him on Instagram.
I got you, OTT. I'll send it to you real quick on Instagram. That's probably a smarter idea.
It's probably a little safer right there.
I'm not real smooth when it comes to techie stuff. Anyways, I'm real great at playing games. That's about it. All right, here we go. I got you. I'm gonna send you the and I had the worst. We had the worst trolls yesterday too. The worst trolls. For the first time. Look, I'm gonna send it to you on Instagram. I got you, brother. I appreciate you. So we somehow got a troll yesterday, and we've had some bad trolls on TikTok. But this one started making 1,000 accounts in our name and started sending us pictures of guns and telling us look at what I got. And it was the god awfulest experience I've had on TikTok yet. And
what is the point of it?
It was a $7 item that he says that he never got, that I would happily have refunded, but dude lost his shit for the whole night, the whole day and night. I mean, I asked him if he needed to take his meds. I said,
there's some unhinged people out here. $7, that ain't worth it.
Maybe you should go get some help, man. I mean, you went totally unhinged over $7, and we would have just refunded you your money.
Yeah,
you totally lost your whole wig.
Now, is it that he didn't get the product, or he just didn't get?
So here's the problem, right? So Buddy a few weeks ago hits me up and says that he's not getting his stuff, and I said, "Cool, let's look at it because we can look at it on our end." And I said, on our end, it says it's being delivered today. Well, later that day, he hits a message that says, "Oh, I got it. I love the apple pie. It's really awesome. Thank you. I'll be ordering again." Nothing else was said. A week goes by. He hits us up yesterday and says, "I didn't get my product." And I said, "You ordered again?" I said, "You didn't get it the second time?" He says, "Nope, this is the first time." And immediately started calling me names, and I knew something was wrong, right? I knew something isn't right in this situation. And I said, "Send me the order, and I'll see what we can do." I said, "There's no point in getting this upset over $7." So he sends me the order, and I look at the order number. And I look at it, it was delivered. And I look back at the messages where he said he got it. And I sent that to you, OTT. And so I screenshot where he said he got it, circled it, sent it to him. I said, I don't really understand. You said that you got it. What seems to be the issue? What is the issue? Well, he then went on to talk shit about Rue, and then he went on to talk shit about me.
Whoa. There's boundaries you don't cross.
And I'm still just kind of "Hey, dude, are you okay?" I don't. And then I just kind of started thumbs upping what he was saying because I was I'm just not going to interact with this. But TikTok makes me, if I don't have the last interaction, they'll actually ding our score. our shop
Oh,
score.
wow.
So they make me have the last interaction. So I just started thumbs upping, and sending them these constant like messages. You need to help me. You need to help me. And I'm just thumbs upping. So we go live. Buddy starts making accounts that are in our name and screenshotting our live and using them as the profile picture, and then coming to our store and like giving us death threats, and did that the entire night.
Over $7.
Over $7. Dude
That
totally lost it.
according to your tracking number was delivered.
According to him, it was delivered.
So if it was delivered and he got his order, then
But then he claimed he didn't. The strangest, like it was so bizarre, Chris. The worst troll I've ever had in my entire
people just
life.
get unhinged over the weirdest shit nowadays.
The funny thing is, he could have just been like, I didn't get it and I want a refund, and I'd have been like, it's not worth the argument. Cool, dude.
Yeah.
I just said, cool. It's $7, buddy. I just said, all right.
And we've done that with the eBay stuff before, and on all the stuff we've sold. And sometimes, we've had things where, we had one guy that I think had said there was a defect in it, and dude, I was very minute. I couldn't even tell. And we're just like, you know what? I'm not even going to argue with you. Go ahead. Here's a shipping label. Just send it back, and I'll refund you your money. It's not worth me arguing over.
Most of the time, it's not. So the only problem that we've run into lately is there's this guy, and I'm not going to name his name. I finally found the account. There's this guy on TikTok that all of these kids are following, and what he does is he goes live and tells these kids how to scam the system. So lately, his scam the system is you buy stuff off of someone's shop, and then you say it's not delivered, because TikTok almost has this outstanding policy that if it's not delivered, they'll refund it, regardless if I say no or not, right? Regardless if I say no, they will pay it. Not even take it from me. They will pay it. They'll say this is our policy. It didn't make it to you. We'll pay it. So lately, that's been this kid scam. Is the kid scam here lately has been, we didn't get it. We didn't get it. When you look these kids up, you could see that they're like 12 years old. And it's like, first of all, you shouldn't be ordering off TikTok. Secondly, why are you scamming me? And it took me probably 10 of them before one of them was like, yep, I'm scamming you, and this is where I got it from. And I was like, oh, let me see where this is at. And buddy, for real, is a grown man that gets on lives and tells kids how to scam the system.
That's the shit that bothers me. I mean, not only that, but you have ways that kids are, they're teaching people how to scam other people and become con artists. And it even gets that's what somewhat has turned me off to even filming at Disney, because there's things that we have found being locals and being very popular with that. They were like, hey, this is kind of a local secret type thing that we try to keep it. And these idiots go out and give all these secrets out about how you do this. And it's like, dude, our spot is now screwed because you all had to go out and just blabbermouth. And it's like, this is why I kind of got turned off with filming out at Disney. Because I'm like, there's some shit that just doesn't need to be told. And teaching people how to scam out other people just doesn't need to be told.
It's a grown adult, though, man. You wouldn't even believe me. I'm not going to show you his page. We're not going to give him any recognition anywhere ever, because I don't want anyone accidentally finding him. You wouldn't even believe it. This is a grown man who has a wife. He has a family. He makes TikToks. Like, he's all cool. He's Rico Suave guy. And then he goes on these lives and just basically tells you how to scam the system. Go to Walmart, do this, use Kool-Aid packages, guys. You're going to go to Walmart, put the Kool-Aid package, scan the item, and it's going to scan right on through. And that's all well and good, but that does not work anymore. Walmart will put you in jail, guys. Listen to me.
Walmart has already caught on to that shit.
Yeah, I worked for Walmart. They will put you in jail. I swear to God. They will get you. Now their system is so sophisticated. Check me out now. I haven't worked there in a while. But the other day, I scanned an item, threw it in the bag. I heard it beep. I threw it in the bag, and the system locked down on me. And I went, what just happened? And the kid came over there and said, oh, that item you scanned didn't actually scan. So he picked it up, scanned it, put it back over there. I mean, so listen to me. Their system has gotten so sophisticated that it will get you. I swear to. I told me and another content creator on TikTok got in the biggest fight one time while I was working there because he was talking about how their security is not the security that you think it is, and I was like, you're dead wrong. You're dead wrong. Their security is makes our defense system look small in the grand scheme of things. Walmart security is top notch of any other company on this planet, including the United States defense.
Well, this is, again, it's to me, there's been, everyone wants to talk, and of course there's lots of content creators that want to bring up the whole difference between Gen X, Zennials, Millennials, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, whatever it is, right? But there is a distinct difference. Is when we were growing up, we were told, you want to earn something, you work for it. Now these kids are coming around and just, I'm just going to be a content creator, And the downside with that is, there's a lot of trades and stuff nowadays that are starting to, lose a lot of, future because everybody just wants to go out there and make stupid ass content because that's how they think they're going to get paid. And it's like, dude, go learn a trade, go do something, go make some honest money.
Go do something productive with your life, man.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I try and tell people anymore, man. When they come on there and they're trolling us as hard as they are, I'm like, man, listen to me. If y'all put just a little bit of that energy into like bettering yourself, man, you'd be hard to stop.
Oh,
yeah. You'd be hard to stop in life if you put just a little bit of that focus into some positive shit. You'd be real hard to stop. And it seems so crazy to me that we have that we're living in the world that we're living in sometimes. OTT, I sent that to you. I hope that you're still in here. I hope that you
or he dropped off and started going to check your network.
I don't know that like he got it. It doesn't look like we've interacted since 2022, which seems pretty wild to me. But that's when it looks like the last time. So I don't know if he's still using that account, but it's one of them that we had messaged on before. But I sent that to you in case you didn't get it. There's not like, man, y'all know that anytime we're coming out of a I got you, appreciate you. Y'all know anytime we're coming out of a convention or something like that, there's not a lot of news in the Funko world. There's really not right now. It's kind of desolate. We have some things that I think me and Chris will look at, and it'll be fun to talk about with everybody here. I hope that you guys get interactive with us. We love it when you do. But for the most part, it's feast or famine with Funko. I never understood why, and I never will. It's you either have 1,000% everything or 1,000% nothing. It's always been that way. It's always been super confusing to me. I'm convinced those
graders, no matter how old, can open up a can of whoop ass.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But anyways, all right. So
but the thing is, even if you can't, the problem is most of these kids and stuff like that. It started out young when we were probably gaming. When I was gaming in my 20s, you'd find these 12-year-olds getting on there and cussing. And that's why I stopped even using a mic, because I just got tired of hearing these little kids getting on there and just cuss. And it's like, dude, you wouldn't do that if I was right there.
No.
I would beat the living shit out of you.
All right, so I got to be honest here. I got to be honest with you, Chris. I'm that person that will dog them out so hard. I'm that adult that, like, when they're doing this, I'm like, hey, you need to go back and get my keys off your mom's nightstand. I'm tired of this. So I am that adult that will let them have it right back, and without cussing and without like getting creepy, but definitely like hitting some low blows.
Yeah.
Like, and
I think that the world of I think there's a lot of good in the world that YouTube and TikTok and stuff has brought. There's also a lot of bad that it has brought into this world.
There really is.
And it's gotten crazy.
Look, you're 1,000% correct. I mean, you're not lying. So there's a really big side to TikTok that's really really cool, and then there's a really dark side to TikTok, and that dark side is people teaching folks how to scam.
Yeah.
There's some other stuff that goes on TikTok that I'm not going to say on here, only because I don't want to expose anybody to that in case I didn't know. But you can pretty much search any topic that you want on TikTok, and there's going to be something about it. And I don't necessarily think it's right. So I think that there is some monitoring of TikTok that needs to happen. Whether it's
I think so for sure.
There is something that needs to start happening in the United States. There is some cool things. I kind of wanted to go over them. We're going to go over. There's two different sections to TikTok. There's to Funko right now. There's two different sections. So they have the coming soon, and then they have this Halloween. Both of them look like crazy familiar to me, but I wanted to talk with everybody here and see what you think. So I think that we've seen every one of these right in a different way. And
I think we've seen Winnie the Pooh before. I mean,
but this is a different looking one, right?
These are definitely a little bit different. I don't think they're full remolding.
They're not.
I think the look weird on them is different. The artwork for them is different. Definitely in Tigger and Pooh for sure.
It's weird.
Right? Roo seems a little normal, but I mean that Tigger actually looks kind of cool to me, to be honest with you.
He does, but when I seen these, and right, that's one of the reasons why I want to talk about some of this stuff. This is a different mold, right? I mean, I'm not tripping.
Maybe right? Mold of Winnie the Pooh. I don't know.
I'm definitely not tripping though, right? I mean, these are different. These are. And are they like a storybook different? Are they a movie different? Like why?
I mean, there's definitely no Winnie the Pooh movies coming out by any means, and I mean, I can't say this for a fact that it's like a ride version or if it's a particular artwork type version. I mean, the last time we got Winnie the Pooh was when they did the live action Winnie the Pooh, which was completely different. So this is going, I think, if anything, if I'm going to put it, this is going back to the cartoon version of Winnie the Pooh.
You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. All right. So Zach, you're not wrong. You're 1,000% not wrong. But here's the problem with TikTok, and just like many companies right now, is when you reach out to them, there's no one to reach out to. Everything is AI based. So when you reach out to them to report something, the AI looks at it, because what I did is I put spaces in what I said, or I put abbreviations in what I said, or I didn't spell it right, or I spelt it this way, or I used numbers instead of letters when I made the description or the title. And the algorithm says that the AI goes, well, there's nothing wrong with that content, and they keep going it, and no human checks it thereafter, right? And this is kind of, I'm not saying that TikTok is causing the people to make the content. I'm saying that TikTok needs to have more checks and balances that are a little better, right? That maybe like you actually have people that work for you, because trust me, as a seller, we have been a seller now on TikTok since December of last year, and we have never talked to a real person ever through all of the problems I
thought when I was on one of your lives one day, you guys said you had a meeting with TikTok. You still didn't talk to a real person?
No, still was not a real person. We have never had a real person with TikTok.
That's weird.
Ever. It is the craziest thing, and because I know that you can trick the algorithm or the AI in the way that you do, even when you're in like some lives and people are trying to comment and they're trying to say things like something that's inappropriate. I'm not going to say what, but people are trying to say things that are inappropriate in the comments. They just put numbers or extra spaces or make it in all capitals, or they do something so that the AI doesn't catch it, because they're going to do something to trick the system. What should happen then is that it should then go back and block this person. It should say, oh, we got you doing this. We see what you did, and we're going to put you in timeout for 3 days or what have you. But there needs to be more checks and balances in what goes on TikTok, other than trusting this AI to catch things, because it doesn't always work. Is this a cool mold? I think this is a cool
I
mold.
like it. I like
do,
it.
but what is it from? It's like a baby. It's like a baby ticker.
Sort of. Maybe, you know, they have those different, you know, like the different stuff. I mean, my kids call them stuffies. That's all I'm just getting used to. But, you know, they have ones that are like weighted and stuff like that for, you know, comforting and stuff.
Right.
And I don't know if it's based off of something like that, but I mean, it's interesting to me.
It's different though, right? Like every one of them, even Eeyore is different. And I can't figure out, is this supposed to be from like a book, or is this supposed to be from a movie, or is this from a cartoon? What are these from? Because we know they have to be from something, right? TikTok never, just not TikTok. Funko just never makes their own stuff up. So this isn't just made up.
I mean, let me see. I'm not quite sure they have something.
And this is Disney, right? Winnie the Pooh is Disney?
Yes.
That's what I thought. So I mean, definitely would not have been allowed to just make characters up.
It looks like the last Winnie the Pooh came out in 2011, and it was an animated one. No, sorry, 2018, which was the live action. Before that was the animated version. No, they got nothing on. I mean, I was thinking maybe they're doing something for Disney Plus or what, but I mean, there's really nothing.
It's really well.
The other thing they could be doing is, I believe Pooh himself. I don't know about all the different characters, but Pooh himself is now public domain.
Oh, I did not know that. I did not know that. So Quick Draw, it's funny that you say that, right? Because sometimes the AI will penalize you for things that make no sense, like just what you just said. Sometimes it'll grab you for things that make zero sense. And you'll be like, what just happened? What just happened? Sometimes it will grab you for things that make no sense whatsoever, and you can't make any sense out of it. They look a little softer. I think the same thing. Yeah. And I can't figure out why. It's like they're almost like almost like they went from being the adult Winnie the Pooh to maybe the children's Winnie the Pooh. And I can't figure out what the difference is, but I know there has to be one. They're coming out with the new Beavis and Butthead line.
Yeah.
I am 100% behind this. Does anyone know if they've done Beavis and Butthead before?
I don't know.
I can't remember. I didn't look today. Maybe I should have looked when I was looking all of this up. I thought that maybe they had come out with a Winnie the Pooh before, not a Winnie the Pooh, the Beavis and Butthead before, but then I couldn't be 100% certain if I had seen a Winnie the Pooh. I'm going to find out, though. Not a Winnie the Pooh, Beavis and Butthead.
Now, the next line you got in that order is, you know, in some cases people may look at it as just people pops, but when I was a much younger person growing up, Buffy the Vampire Slayer had a huge following.
So they have.
My wife watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer a lot. That had a ginormous following to it.
I did too. I can't lie to anyone. I watched them a lot. So they do have Beavis and Butthead pops out there. I would imagine that any of them you're finding right now are probably fakes, because they look like they're $300 to $1,000, just depending. So I would imagine that most of them are fakes. I only see that there's 2 of them out there though. So they are coming out with like a new group of them, which is really cool. The Ghost one, this is a Funko Shop exclusive. I don't really think Funko Shop exclusives are still holding any weight. I think I seen a Chase variant though when I was looking at these earlier. I think I seen one of them.
That's gonna be a classic one.
This is one of them. I have to get my hands on every one of these, because I remember every one of these. Every one of these, I remember. I used to actually do this with my mom, and she would get so mad. Just put the shirt over your head, throw the hands, and you keep me from my butthole. I am the great Cornholio.
Let's see, and they brought Beavis and Butthead back since, but it was because it was on MTV, and half of the greatest part of Beavis and Butthead was not just the storyline of the show, but they would also have those breaks where they would literally just watch music videos and make fun of them the whole time.
Oh yeah,
that was half the greatness of Beavis and Butthead. And now they have brought Beavis and Butthead back, but they don't have the music video sketches anymore.
Do you remember though? It was the whole music video. So it was
the whole thing.
So they would actually play. It would just be a series of music videos with little skits of them in between, and sometimes they would pop up and talk over the music video for something, dogging it out about something, right? They'd be like, look at her, look, you know, they dug it out about something, but it would still be the whole music video. So you would actually wind up sitting there watching the whole music video and getting a laugh out of those two retards, like saying something stupid or inappropriate during it. So
and to me, that was the greatest part. They made up so much funny with watching the videos and stuff like that. And since MTV doesn't play music videos anymore, you know, it kind of beside the point.
Quick Draw City did it too. I thought I was the only one. Quick Draw. And the great one, Julio. OTT's wife says that a fan of Buffy as well. I was a fan of Buffy.
She said she wasn't a fan of Buffy, but she watched Charm, which my wife watched both of those.
I watched both of those. I watched Angel. I watched Charm. I watched Buffy. I watched all of those. All of those were pretty cool. All of those were pretty cool. I'm glad to know that I wasn't the only one. Do you remember like when they're working at the burger joint though? You don't remember any of this, do you?
I remember them working at the burger joint. I watched a lot of it, but I don't have a lot of it ingrained in my head like I do other things.
I think I just watched it too many times. Like it and Adult Swim, I just watched them too many times. They just kind of start repeating. You're like, oh yeah, I remember this one.
I remember a lot of the episodes with the teacher.
Some of my favorite
hippie teacher.
Yes, some of my favorite episodes though were with King of the Hill. Was with what's his face from King of the Hill. You know, he started on Beavis and Butthead, and I can't think of his name right now.
Hank.
Hank started on Beavis and Butthead. Some of my favorite ones was them like trolling Hank because they got Hank all the time. It was absolutely hysterical, but they got him all the time. All the time. But did you know that's where he started? Was Beavis and Butthead? Yeah. Lots and lots of fun there. I thought that I seen one of these that were in a Chase variant. I guess I didn't. Maybe I seen it somewhere else. But I thought I seen one of them that was going to have a Chase variant to it. And maybe I didn't, but I thought I did. I'm not real thrilled about their boxes. I mean, I feel like their boxes
could have been more. Yeah.
I feel like their boxes are pretty like vanilla, I guess is a nice way of saying it. They were just pretty like they could have put like MTV on it somewhere. They could have done more to it the way I see it. This was very like, I wonder if Beavis and Butthead are owned by MTV. Maybe they're not.
Maybe they used to be, and I mean they used to be back in the day, but I think when they brought it back, somebody else bought them.
That would make sense as to why it's not like there. I didn't realize there's Buffy the Vampire Pops. That's why you were talking about Buffy the Vampire. I got you. I don't know, man. Is it a people pop? Is it not a people pop? Chat.
But I mean, the Buffy one, you could say that a little bit unless you know the show. The Spike one, I mean, that's definite to me. I would pick that off a shelf without a box pretty easily. This one, I mean, now you got to remember though. If you remember Buffy had a movie before they brought out the show, and the girl in the movie was not Sarah Michelle Gellar. It was a completely different, chick, and that's when you had was it Luke Perry was in the movie too. So the same characters from the movie were not in the TV show, and I mind you, I didn't watch it that hard, so I don't think they were fully linked to each other by any means, but. Like I said, I remember seeing it a few times when my wife would watch it, but
this shows that I love, but anytime they get into these waters, it's so tough. It's so tough it's so tough when you do stuff like this. That's not Captain America, or it's not Deadpool, or it's not, you know what I mean? It's so tough when you start doing these guys. That if I took it out of the box, would you know? This is one of them that you would look at.
This one I would say you would know.
It's from something, but what is it from would be the question, right? I would see it and be like, oh, I definitely from Blade. I mean, that'd probably be like my first assumption, and then I would try.
But you could say three different things for that one. You could because I know the blonde hair, and then you see the fangs. Okay, I'm thinking that's probably Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Some people may look at something like that and think Lost Boys.
That's what I'm saying, and so that's kind of where. I love the idea. I know that there's a fan base for this, but it's one of them that I'm like, do you really know? Was there something more iconic from Buffy that maybe they could have done?
Yeah.
Was there something? Because this one, Angel, I thought that was one of the best characters ever. Had his own show. I loved watching his show as well. I couldn't. I couldn't pick this out.
By the way, going back to a little bit of what we were asking, Beavis and Butthead was originally an MTV show from 1993 to 1997. They re-released it in October of 2011 for about 2 months. They sold it to Paramount Plus for a little over a year, and then it's now been sold to Comedy Central. Yeah, dude, I think I remember that too.
I gotta get out the Beavis. Look, when they come out with the movie, the day they come out with it, they dropped it on, I can't remember what streaming platform it was, but it didn't go to the movie theaters. You could watch it like the day that it came out on that streaming platform. I had popcorn.
What, Beavis and Butthead Do America?
Yeah, no. Is that the one they just came out with?
No, that was a movie that they came out with back in the 90s.
No, they just came out with one like 2 years ago, 3 years ago tops. So they just came out with a new one. Well, check me out though. I had popcorn. The whole family was here, so all of the kids were here. It was a lake day, but it was a weekend, so we were winding down, and it come on at like 6 p.m. I done had popcorn and drinks and was sitting in my chair. It was waiting on it to come on.
Was that the Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe?
Yes, that's what it was. Beavis and Butthead
came out in 2022 with Paramount.
Hysterical is what that is. If you haven't seen it, you can't watch it with your kids. But it is.
I haven't seen it, but I might have to now.
It is hysterical. All right, so check me out. We're still onto the Buffy. I'm gonna kind of get past some of this. We're into the Star Trek. This guy right here reminds me of that one spooky thing.
I wouldn't know what. I mean, those are going to be people that watch that show pretty heavily.
But this reminds me of Jigsaw, the you know what I'm talking about, the horror film Jigsaw. So once again, I would be confused.
Ooh, I could see that.
Look at this though. I came into a whole new line of coming soon somehow. I don't know what I did. Let me refresh it. I messed it up somehow. Oh, page 2 of coming soon. Oh, so we talked about these last week. So I'm going to talk about these just for a minute, one more time, and then we'll move on to the Halloween. We'll stop right there. Felix the Cat's really cool. These things are fire, guys. I mean, just fire.
I'll definitely have to get that Captain.
These things are fire. So one of my biggest regrets in collecting Funko Pops is when they were coming out with the Venoms. I took a hard stand and said, I'm not collecting them all because they're all the same. And then I regretted it later. Later, I was like, man, I wish I had that Venom, or man, I wish I had this Venom. And I'm not going to do that with the Carnage because when it comes to the Venom series, my next favorite character in the Venom series is Carnage. I mean, so I am going to go after these Carnages. Look at the work they did just in the shield. This is the one time I got to give Funko credit. Look at the detail work in the shield. You still got the star behind it. If their real pop turns out like this image, it's going to be fire.
That's good detail.
I mean, it's going to be cool. It's going to be one of them you're going to want to take out of the box. I mean, you're going to want to display that thing so people can see it. I'm just really impressed with all the work they did to that. That's one of them I gotta get. I get
just because it's the Captain America one. But
the Iron Man, I feel like I am the least impressed with, just because I feel like they might have should have done half his helmet.
I think they overdid the Carnage.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for. They should have done half of it, right? Like half the face. So that you could see that it was Iron Man.
Or they should have at least had a pose with him with his arms down and kind of floating up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they should have did something better with that one. I am not a Black Panther fan, but I want this Carnage. I'm impressed with what they did on these. I'm really impressed. I have Spider.
The Gwen is really good.
I have the Spider-Gwen that's very similar to this one. I think they did an amazing job on this one too. I think the best one out of all of these is that Captain. I mean, the only thing they had to that Captain.
I am impressed that out of that top lineup, you would think that they would have brought out Spider-Man and before Gwen, but or they're calling it the Ghost Spider, but everyone knows that's Gwen. You know,
Right.
and I'm impressed that they decided to go with Gwen before Spider-Man.
That captain though, that captain. Look, out of all of them, that captain is the best. They hit a home run with that one. The only thing I think they could have done to have made this one better was to made it in a chase variant and to made it a glow chase variant, to just glow the eyes probably in the white sections. That's the only they should have did a chase variant of this one. That would have sealed the deal for this one. But I mean, you know how Funko goes. Y'all know what Funko does. Funko does what Funko wants to do.
Yeah.
All right. Let's look at the Halloween, because the Halloween has a bunch of cool stuff in it too. But I feel like the Halloween is got this strange like reminiscence of prior.
Mind you, too, I believe right now, if you have stuff at your local Target, I think they're doing buy two, get one free right now.
All right, let's see. So the Halloween stuff is a little weird for me because it starts off with with Guns N' Roses. I'm not hating on these guys. I have them in the album. I think they look really cool in the album. I don't feel like there's a lot of difference from them from inside of the album to outside of the album. What I am going to say though is, if you have extra space, I do not. You could buy these and put them outside of the outside of the album, in front of it. Maybe would look really, really cool because you got them out of the box in front of it. I think they're pretty cool. This is another one where I'm like, well, the only thing you could have done is gave us a chase variant, even though these are all Funko Shop exclusives. That Slash, I think, is top notch. Tell me I'm wrong, chat.
No, I definitely think the skull ones are cool, and I'm even. Some people are gonna not like this, especially if you are a Guns N' Roses fan, but I actually respect the fact that they did the Axl. If you really look at it, that's a more of a nowadays version of Axl, of way he looks. It's not, they didn't go like an old school, setup or anything like that. I mean, I think that's much more of a new school Axl version. So for me, I can respect it.
Christina, how are you doing? Greatest mod on YouTube. Greatest mod on YouTube's in the house, guys. I don't think she's on TikTok though, which is disappointing. Greatest mod on YouTube.
Gotta get on there and mod the candy shop.
Looks like somebody from One Piece. I'm gonna have to look that up. Maybe they look like him though. Maybe they look like him, is what I'm gonna say there.
That's possible.
I think that the animes draw a lot of inspiration from American stuff. We just don't like.
Or American stuff draws inspiration from anime.
Well, this is already done though, is what I'm saying. Like this One Piece is a lot newer than Guns N' Roses, right?
Yes. But not the. I mean, yes, and again, this is more based off of that Appetite for Destruction, Skull, image and stuff like that.
Check this out. So One Piece grabs Slash, and they did a really cool version of him, or at least maybe it looks like they drew some inspiration from it. See if I can get that.
That's kind of interesting. Oh, I hear the little one.
Yeah. All right. So that one's really cool. Really cool. Let's move on from that one. He shows up in the 400s, episode 400s. There's so many of those. That was one of them that I wanted to get into, but then somebody scared me off and told me that there were so many episodes that I would never watch them all. That there was no time to ever see them all. Anytime you think of Guns N' Roses, you never think of this guy. I still don't think of this guy when I think of Guns N' Roses. I think of Axl and Slash. Those are the two most iconic. Even though I watched them today, and I almost wish that they wouldn't have concerts anymore, but they still do. I feel like Axl's kind of weird here, and I don't know why. I'm trying to figure it out.
That is the more of the nowadays Axl. Although I think he has a little bit shorter hair than that, to be honest with you. But to me, the outfit and everything says, an Axel of today's generation, not the 80s, 90s generation.
You're right. That's exactly, you're 1,000% correct. That is 1,000% what's going on there. That's why he looks weird. He has
I like it personally.
He has weird, but I don't know that I'm a fan. You said that a second ago, and I guess I didn't catch it. That's exactly what they did. They made them more of a today's version,
modern version of the skulls.
Oh wow! I don't know. See, Slash
because if we were talking about the 80s and 90s, it would have been Axel in his friggin' underwear or something.
Yeah,
like that.
It's not as Slash is not as obvious as Axel. Axel is extremely obvious that there's something.
Oh yeah.
Wrong. Check me out. How many people are buying this? There's a few of y'all here. Anybody buying this one? Anybody going out to the Elvira ride?
No.
I don't know that I'm hating it. It's not on the top of the list of my things to get. Really, I would like to get Deadpool Chimichanga truck. Is really what I would like to get. They have that in the bitty bobs right now. Just in case you're wondering, I have been actively looking for it. I've been actively looking for it. So they have Deadpool and the Chimichanga on the biddies. But I don't. This is cool. It's really cool. And if you're into Elvira, I have 4 or 5 Elviras. It'd be cool to have it like in your collection if you have space. Once again, I don't have space anymore. I am going to sell things off to start bringing in hot toys. I mean, because I just don't have space anymore. And in as much as like I think that I could get a storage unit, it would probably cause me to get a divorce. That would probably be a hard conversation. I think everyone here remembers how hard I had for shelves, right? That'd be a pretty tough conversation to have. I'm going to get a storage unit to store my Funko Pops in. I just don't think that's going that well.
I like these. I like the ideas. I mean, I've always been a fan of Universal Monsters of sorts, and these is more of like an Art Deco style. And to me, not only I kind of dig the Art Deco style of this pop, but to me, they actually killed the boxes. The boxes look fantastic.
These are weird ones for me, right? I mean, because I don't know that I like it. I'm trying to like it, but I know that this is supposed to be like the 50s. Am I right there?
Well, it's Universal Monsters, so it's a classic movie monsters of all time. You got the Wolfman, you got the
50s, right?
From the Blue Lagoon, you got Dracula, but in the way they drew them. That's why it says it's called Deco, because they did it in an Art Deco style. So if you look at like Art Decos, it's kind of like that weird painting, that weird shading. So it's almost like taking an Art Deco painting but making a pop out of it. If that makes any sense?
It does make sense, but it just seems really weird to me. This is one of them that they've done all of these characters before. They've done them in color. They've done them in black and white. They've done them in various ways, same mold, same boxes. I think that they were all really cool until I get to this one. And then I'm like,
personally, I like the Art Deco style. I think it's kind of cool.
This is one of them where I'm gonna tell you it's cool to have different opinions, right? That's one of them I'm gonna be like, yeah, it's cool that we see things differently. Because I have a rough time with it, and I don't know why. I have a really rough time with it. It's different. It's different, but cool nonetheless. Just different. The new Beetlejuice movie is coming out. Is actually one of the top search trending.
Hey, that could be a good trade-off, Wayne. You just I mean, they got the lake, so they don't necessarily need the pool, but you get a pool, and then you say, hey, I'm going to get just get one of those container storages dropped off at your house. You know that they put on big rigs. Just get a Connex dropped off at the house to store all your stuff.
I think that's going to be kind of. I'm going to read that one in a second. That's going to take a minute. I think that's going to be a difficult sell. I really do. It's time for me to get rid of some of my pops, and not because I'm getting out of them. Because guys, I'm never going to get out of them, but because I have too many, and I'm not appreciating them anymore. And at some point, when you have so many that you're no longer appreciating them, it's time to to thin the herd out. So, and I got to thin it back out to the ones that I just want to keep.
that's kind of what I did. I mean, you can see a lot of. I used to have this whole bottom just full, and I had a whole bunch. I mean, I pretty much cleared out. My wife's cleared out pretty much most of them. I have to where I'm pretty much. I have some weird off wall items, but I got my captains. I've got my Back to the Future. I got my WandaVision. I got my certain things that I will continue to try to find and collect. I got my Halo that I love. Things like that. I kind of brought it down to maybe 10 type of topics that I like.
Right. And for sure, that's just where I'm at. I have thousands of them though. So please by no means think that it's a few. I have thousands of them. And since we started doing the TikTok as a family, it's taken up more and more of my studio, which makes it harder and harder to like have space for them. This Beetlejuice is from the new Beetlejuice movie. I have to go see this movie in theaters.
I do too. We're talking about it.
This is going to be an incredible movie, I believe. It is one of the top trending topics being searched on Google right now, with Sonic coming in like shortly around it somewhere. The new Sonic 3, if y'all haven't seen the trailers for that, you need to go see them. There is a Sonic 3 coming out. The cast, I think, was great. I love the casting they did for that one. That was really cool. So you should go check that one out if you get a chance.
Mind you, Beetlejuice comes out not this Friday, but the following Friday. So I know my family are gonna go see it on first weekend.
Right. So I'm just gonna give you like a few people that are gonna be in the casting of the Sonic, and then we'll move on because I know that I'm getting off topic, but the Sonic 3 has some casting that you need to pay attention to. So they're gonna have Keanu Reeves, they're gonna have Jim Carrey,
just a legend in himself.
Jim Carrey. They got Ben Schwartz. They have I'm
Ben
trying
Schwartz
to
has always been Sonic's voice.
Okay, so they have Ben Schwartz back. The heavy hitters though seem like they're going to be Keanu Reeves and Jim Carrey. I don't know who Keanu Reeves is going to be, but I can't imagine the lady.
Keanu Reeves is going to voice Shadow.
I got you. So it looks like the lady actresses are they didn't go after any really big heavy hitters. They did get James. What's his James
Marsden and Tika Sumpter. Sorry, I do have it up here. James Marsden and Tika Sumpter have been in the movies since on all of them so far. They've been the main characters. Idris, I always screw up his name. Elba. He did the voice of Knuckles in Sonic 2. He's apparently coming back to voice that one. And of course, Jim Carrey has always been Eggman.
I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I like that they kept the old cast. I like that they brought in some new cast. I'm excited for that one. I'm excited.
Are we asking me if I kept my Annabelle?
He didn't keep it.
Absolutely not. I sold that a long time ago, and I couldn't wait to get that damn thing out of my house.
How about bringing this actress in to play Wednesday? Not Wednesday.
No.
The lady who played Wednesday. How about bringing her in for this?
No. Wednesday was played by Christina Ricci.
I thought this was the same person.
No. Christina Ricci played Wednesday in the first two Addams Family movies. Winona Ryder, she's playing the same character, Lydia Dietz from the original Beetlejuice. She's bringing it back, and I'm assuming she has a daughter, which is who, what's her name is going to be Jenna Ortega.
I thought for sure they brought that girl in from Wednesday Addams.
No, Winona Ryder played Lydia Dietz, and she's reviving that role.
So it's going to be Jenna Ortega.
Jenna Ortega.
Right. They did not bring her in. I thought that was the rumors forever.
Oh, no. Jenna Ortega. Sorry. I take that back. Christina Ricci played Wednesday Addams in the original two movies. Jenna Ortega played Wednesday in the Netflix series.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm glad you clarified that though, because I was disappointed. I thought, but that was one of the main reasons that I wanted to see that one. Yeah. Is that she is a phenomenal actress. Phenomenal actress. Anybody that can pull off that wacky, like, stupid dance she did, phenomenal actress. So He's laughing. Yeah, he's driving, so I had to ask him. I got you. You got to keep tapping that. Why do I want to say that? I've been on TikTok too many times. TikTok for too long. We're on TikTok like every day. TikTok too much, guys. This is really cool. I'm excited to see her. I'm excited to see her in this movie. I'm also excited to see that we have the original Beetlejuice, even though I thought it was going to be I say Captain Jack. I thought it was going to be. I can't even think of his real name right now.
Michael Keaton?
No, what's his name to play Captain Jack? I can't think of
Johnny Depp?
Johnny Depp. I thought it was going to be Johnny Depp. That was another rumor that was kind of floating around.
Well, Michael Keaton played the original Beetlejuice.
Right, and he's back, right? He's back.
He is back.
Yeah.
The only two originals, actually, I'll take it. There's actually 3 originals that are actually coming back into this movie. Is Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder, and Christine O'Hare, who played, of course, the mom in the original one, and she has come back. I don't think she's a big part of the movie. I don't think by any means, but
and look, I think that they did the right thing by bringing him back to play Beetlejuice. But I think the original stories were that we were going to see Johnny Depp come in and play Beetlejuice. Is what I think.
I think that would have been highly criticized, to be honest with you, because
I think
Keaton. Mind you, I'm a huge Johnny Depp fan, but I think bringing in Depp to play Beetlejuice would have been a huge mistake.
I agree with you 1,000%. If I agree with you, if they could have gotten Michael Keaton to come in, if they picked Johnny Depp over him, then that was a big mistake. But if for whatever reason Michael Keaton wouldn't come back, I could see Johnny Depp filling that role. I mean, I could. Well,
Michael Keaton's at the point in his career where he can basically pick the roles he wants.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If he chose not to come back, I could see Johnny Depp coming in and filling the role, but I couldn't see them picking Johnny Depp over him. And I think the original rumors is that we were going to get Wednesday Addams and Johnny Depp, and I thought this is going to be a crazy duo. I will take this duo because I still feel like it's going to be crazy all day long. I still feel like this duo is crazy all day.
I've always been kind of a Michael Keaton fan to begin with. I think he's been fantastic for so many years.
And then we have the alien stuff that is so weird to me.
Well, it's because they got the new Aliens movie out. And
is there a new one out?
Yeah, it's already come out. They didn't make that much money. It almost seems like it kind of bombed, to be honest with you.
So this is one of those pops. Like I know we've all made the video, like, or maybe not all of us. I have pops that aren't pops. This is one of those pops that's not really a pop. There's no big head. There's no it's just a figure. It's just the figure. I mean, they just made the figure. This is one of those. It's not really a Funko Pop. It's just the figure. And I can't think of a way that you would have made it a Funko Pop other than giving it a ridiculously big head. Right?
All right. Actually, I take that back. For the recent last weekend's box office top 10, Aliens Romulus actually grossed 16 million and has grossed a total of 74 million in total in a 2-week release. Still can't beat Deadpool. They were still gross 18 million just last weekend alone, and 576 million domestic in 5 weeks.
It'll be super hard to beat Deadpool no matter what you do at this point, because people that weren't even Deadpool fans are now Deadpool fans, right? So people that were like, oh, I'm not really into Deadpool, are now reciting lines of Deadpool. I mean, so it was, they did a great job with the new Deadpool by bringing in Wolverine. I mean, they brought in a whole different audience that would have said, I don't even like Deadpool, I'm gonna go watch Logan. Instead, this group came in with Wolverine and Deadpool, and then suddenly he became one of the coolest characters from Marvel ever, even though he's not really a part of Marvel. Me and the Cable Guy got in this conversation the other day, and he kind of explained some stuff to me that I guess I didn't even really catch, that a lot of Marvel is actually done on another planet, and we're just the mirrored side of the planet. So there's
so many different worlds within when they talk multiverse, but I think they've also started kind of trying to reel things back and saying, I think within the movie kind of saying multiverse has gone too much.
Right.
So they're kind of trying to end a little bit of it. Now, where would you say, as I just brought this up, where would you say Deadpool Wolverine rank among all-time highest grossing films?
I don't know, 3. I go for number 3.
No, actually, pretty far off. Mind you, this is this is going through August 23rd, sort of. Yeah, about August 23rd. It's actually ranked at 27th.
Oh,
It's it's in the billion range.
that many movies do that good, huh?
The top 5 highest grossing films of all time is Avatar,
Oh,
Avengers Endgame,
right,
Avatar: Way of Water,
right.
Titanic, and Star Wars: Force Awakens.
Please no.
Those are the top 5 all-time grossing movies.
That's how I know, y'all, that we're in some like parallel universe. Like we're in the multiverse. Check me out.
If you
Go
think
ahead.
about that, though, the top 5 grossing movies are owned by Disney.
I know. So listen to me. I didn't like the Wolfman, but I'm not a hater of this. I'm not a hater of this. This is actually pretty cool. Frankenstein's pretty cool looking. I still think that Wolfman was just bad. Just bad.
If this was in the style that I was collecting, I would buy these in a heartbeat. But of course, it's just not the style I'm collecting.
I'm not hating on the Wolfman. I don't really see a change in the Bride of Frankenstein. I'm not hating on Frankenstein. I didn't like Wolfman. I don't see a change in the Bride of Frankenstein. Not any that would make me go run out and buy her. Frankenstein, on the other hand, it's a little different conversation. I think it's really fire. Come on, stupid like controller, get up there. All right, Dracula is another one I don't like. Wow, why don't I like these?
Yeah, great. His eyes are kind of weird on that one.
Why don't I like these? Like, what is? I'm gonna have to look up this Art Deco style. I thought Art Deco was the way of buildings. Was the building?
It can be. You have an Art Deco that's like almost like a
building styles.
50s style, kind of. If you come out here to Disney and go to like a Celebration, which is a town not far from Disney, but it's actually what we call out here is a town that Disney built, because it is true. Disney bought the property and they started building town, but everything in it's like a 50s Art Deco. So even when a 7-Eleven moved in, it had to be in the same style of the 50s Art Deco style. But I believe Art Deco is when it comes to art wars, I don't know. I think it's slightly different. That's what I got from it.
So Art Deco is Art Deco is like the modern style posters. I got you. So here I'll see if I can get this one to like enlarge. I'll just screenshot it and enlarge it myself because this shit's stupid. It's the modern style posters. Okay, so it makes a little bit more sense. So when I think of Art Deco, I think of the buildings, and I'll show you, right? Because you're gonna be like, oh yeah, for sure, for sure, that's what you think of when you think of Art Deco. You think of the
World Trade Center. I mean, not the Empire State Building.
Yes, you think of the Empire State Building. You think of the old like 1920s style buildings with all of the different little arches and nuances and fancy like stuff all the way around it is what you like tend to think about when you think of Art Deco. I guess I never thought that like we could talk about paintings in the same way though. So when you think about Art Deco, that tends to be, and I'm gonna have to get back to our screen so I can see this. This tends to be like what you think about, right?
Yeah.
Well, my phone. That tends to be what you think about, right? Those buildings. But now there is an Art Deco poster style. So you have the poster style that is completely different than that. That is actually pretty cool. And I guess it's the same thing. The hard lines, the arches, the hard lines, the decorations. I mean, so that's what you get when you think about the Art Deco poster style. So I see where they went with that, right? But that's really weird. He's really weird. Every one of them but the Frankenstein, to me, the Frankenstein had it going on. I don't know how they like missed it with the rest of them, but they did. This guy right here is just pretty phenomenal. I mean, I look at him and I'm like, all right, you like that was your one right there. That was the one out of the group. They should have made that one exclusive somewhere. Oh, I guess I missed this guy. Maybe he looks cool. Well, he doesn't look terrible, but he looks. Oh,
yo, man.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Let's see what we got on the second page of Halloween. The Headless Horseman. I know you're. Oh, that thing sold out.
The Ichabod Crane and Headless Horseman. That's kind of cool. And I think people that got the Headless Horseman should have been buying Ichabod Crane at the same time because those are go hand in hand. But Funko, even though it's sold out, it will be back.
I see why this sold out though. I mean, this should have sold out.
Awesome.
It's pretty cool. I mean, this guy should have sold out. $30. It might have been worth $30. This might be a $30 pop.
No,
this one might have been priced right. I mean, I'd have to see it outside of the box, but if it's a regular size pop, then not. And it looks like it is. But if it's like twice the size of a regular size pop, it was worth $30.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it is. It looks like it's not. It's a regular size pop. All right, so they kind of got you.
I'm also digging the Dia de los Muertos pops too. I always love that kind of artwork that they do for that, and the skulls kind of they kind of brought that to life with the movie Coco from Disney. I have always liked the look of it, and I think these would look great on any shelf.
Oh no, I like them. I'm with you. They're cute. They're not for me. They're definitely for.
I just appreciate the artwork.
The artwork on them's nice. They're not for me. I feel like Funko missed their target audience in that one. I feel like Funko wants to create their target audience, if that makes any sense. I feel like Funko wants to they want to determine who their target audience is, and I don't think that's the right place for them to be in.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's interesting. I would like to see a bigger line of it, to be honest with you.
It's interesting. You couldn't keep them in the box. You'd have to take them out.
You got to take those out. I mean, the boxes are cool. I'll give them that. But, yeah, these are definitely ones you got to take out of the box.
Her dress is beautiful. You'd have to take it out to, show off the dress. Oh, my God. What is this thing?
The Stitch dress was just all right. This one's kind of cool. Who is this one? It's an exclusive. Oh, it's a BAM Books A Million exclusive.
Who did this to Stitch?
Well, did you also pick up? It's actually almost like him. It's Stitch in Costume is the name of the series. But if you actually also notice, it's him almost making the costume, because that's not a tail behind him. That's a feather duster.
Looks like a furry.
It's like a feather duster.
Who did this to Stitch?
My wife already popped in. She said, and I know my oldest would absolutely love that pop.
Well, Victoria, you
Which tells me if there's a stitching costume, there's more stitching costumes coming.
Okay. I'm gonna stop. Looks like Stitch is playing dress up.
Stitch can do whatever he wants.
All right. I will never ever understand these killer clowns from outer space.
They have a cult following.
Why?
I mean, if you've ever seen this movie,
I have.
It is the oddest, strangest thing I've ever seen in my life.
So listen here. So when this kept getting so popular, it was back when you and JKL and all of us would go live together. And I think JKO was like, "You got to go watch it. It's iconic," or somebody, or Chase or somebody.
No, I've watched it, and I
And
have no interest in watching it again.
so I went and watched it, and I thought, I got about 15, maybe 20 minutes in, and I said, man, I feel like I'm losing brain cells watching this. I said, I can't do this. I don't understand the cult-like following in this at all. Like, not even a little bit. I mean, I don't
either. And they've even had in past years, I don't know if they're doing it this year, but out here at Universal Studios, they have Halloween Horror Nights every year. And they in a couple years, I think they did like a scare zone where they had the killer clowns from outer space. So they had people dressed up as these clowns, and it was just weird. The movie is the strangest thing I've ever seen. I can't even tell that there's a storyline in there.
I felt like I was losing
so
brain
weird.
cells. I felt like I was getting dumber. Like what's his name to come on here? Vance, what's it? Vince, come on here.
Vince
said this is making me dumber. I felt like I was getting dumber watching it. I mean, I felt like brain cells.
I don't get it. I don't understand why people follow it, but they do. It is what it is, I guess.
I don't understand it, but I'm happy there's people out there that do. What do you think about?
I guess.
Exactly. What do you think about the new?
I like the whole Mickey line, the Disney line. Sully and Mike. I mean that is a great two. I think Pirate Mickey and Princess Minnie is really good. And then on top of it, you got the Super Pop, which I kind of want because it's a light up, which is Mickey in the costume holding the candles. This one I might have to try to find.
Well, that's a deluxe. That's a deluxe pop. So they're asking
$25, but it is a light up. So therefore, the candles light up on them.
Well, that would be cool. Are you going to take it out of the box? So you'd have to take it out of the box.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You'd have to take it
out. I mean, the box is cool, nonetheless. The box is really cool, but yeah, you got to take that thing out of the box.
You got to take that one out of the box. That comes out of the box. I mean, that one can't, that's cool, though. I like that. I'll agree with you on that one. I like that one. I don't know about Princess Minnie, but
the thing is with Princess Minnie, if you get Pirate Mickey, you got to get Princess Mickey to go along with it.
Bean would know about Princess.
They go hand in hand. Come on.
I'm gonna make sure Bean gets your mini tomorrow, and I'll send you a video of it.
I
got you. She is going to go nuts.
Hey, that's direct from Disney World itself.
I appreciate you, brother. She is going to go nuts. I'm going to get a video. She is all about Minnie right now. Minnie. She has Minnie shoes.
We weren't sure about it either. So we're like,
no,
that's classic.
No, that was you hit that one on the. She has Minnie shoes, Minnie Mouse shoes. We had to get her the Minnie Mouse Crocs. She has Minnie Mouse Crocs, and she says she wants to go see Mickey and Donald. Mickey and Donald is who she wants to go see.
They're here.
Abigail, I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of when they start getting into that weird stuff. It just doesn't really do it for me. The plushes, none of this is really all that cool to me. It's just now they've kind of got to the stuff that they've always had, and they're just trying to resell it at this moment. This thing's creepy. I wouldn't even have this at my house. What is this thing? This thing belongs in like a weird amusement park.
Oh, that's Five Nights at Freddy's.
Not a chance that thing would even be at my house. What is it?
Five Nights at Freddy's is kind of weird.
Really weird oddity thing going on there. Brother, tonight went fast.
But see, from us, I know we're just looking at Halloween now. In some places around here, looking at Halloween even in August, it seems kind of weird. But see, for us out here in Central Florida, having to deal with the parks and everything. I mean, Disney already started their Halloween parties 2 weeks ago. So Halloween for us starts in August.
We've already started stacking our shop with Halloween stuff. It's time.
And I think Halloween Horror Nights at Universal is starting early this year. It's starting in September. So
yeah, I don't blame anybody at all. I mean, go ahead and start. There's nothing else coming up. It's not like there's a holiday in between. I mean, you have what is it, Labor Day that's coming this weekend. The last lake weekend of the year is coming up here in just a minute. Other than that, there's nothing there. So go ahead and start pumping the shelves with Halloween stuff. I have been telling everybody now, because we've been selling these bundle pack of the mini Airheads. So there's like over 20 of them in each pack. and they're all individually packaged so that you can hand them out for Halloween. We've gotten really good at these things here lately. Rue figured out the mastery behind them. She has those things on point right now. But get them now, because when they do start selling, we're not going to be able to keep up with demand. I mean, that's just honest.
OTT's wife did just point out, yes, that Halloween Horror Nights is actually starting this weekend. Apparently, they are actually going to be coming down into this area and coming to. I guess there's a preview on Thursday that they got access to, a sneak peek. So they're going to come down here to Halloween Horror Nights this weekend. Official start is on August 30th.
Does OTT live like close to you or something?
I know he moved into Florida, but I believe he's up north, if I'm not mistaken.
OTT, where are you at? So we're going to be coming down to Florida in February. Are y'all in February? Because we were going to see if like maybe we could get Chase and everybody together and just kind of like chill.
Him and his wife, we hung out down at Disney Springs one time. And just kind of, hung out and chilled and stuff like that. I mean, it was a lot of fun. Oh, they moved. Oh, okay, so they're in Alabama. So they're just over there. So you're on the southern end of Alabama then.
Yeah, they're down on the southern end of Alabama. Yeah, they're just over the line.
It's still a drive to get down here, but it's not too bad. So just this year, again with some of the stuff, Halloween Horror Nights, and something I haven't gone to since I've lived out here. I went when I was much younger. But I've always wanted to, and maybe at some point I'll get to getting over to Halloween Horror Nights. But this year they have 10 new haunted houses themed after A Quiet Place, Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire, Insidious, The Further.
I would go to Ghostbusters all day.
The Ghostbusters one looks kind of cool.
All day I'd go to that one.
You got Universal Monsters, Eternal Bloodlines. You got Monstrous, The Monsters of Latin America, Slaughter Cinema 2, The Museum, Deadly Exhibits, Major Sweets Candy Factory, Goblins Feast, and Triplets of Horror. In fact, if you like, actually, I gotta find this real quick because I think you will actually kind of find this kind of cool.
I think the Ghostbusters is on point. I think that was one of them that I would definitely like go and hang out at there. I think that's one of them that's on point. The rest of them I'm not so sure about, because when I used to have a lot of fun with that stuff, but I guess the older you get, the less fun it becomes. I'm not really sure what happens as you get older.
So they brought this out. I'm going to drop this down real quick. I just got to show you real quick because apparently this is a universal treat for the Halloween Horror Nights season. Let me share this up, and I might have to go find this damn thing. It is the Ghostbusters Mini Puff S'mores, and it's basically in the shape of a mini puff.
Oh, that is too cool. So where is this going to be at?
This is at Halloween Horror Nights.
Oh, so that'll be pretty cool.
Look of him.
Oh, look at this guy. I would get down on that. So what is it? It's going to be a s'mores?
It's a s'more. So it's graham cracker, chocolate, and then the marshmallow is the mini puff.
How much are these things going to be?
I don't know if they're saying. Let me see if all here says.
Where do you buy them at?
You have to buy at Universal Studios.
Oh, you're joking with me. When you go there and you get this, you tell them that's BS.
All right, so where is it? It's gonna be $6.99. So there's gonna be, looks like 5 items at the Ghostbusters area, which is gonna be the Slimers Korean corn dog for $11.99, which is Korean cheese dog with Fritos, coated with Cheeto powder, ghost pepper spice. That sounds interesting. The frozen death chill Korean corn dog dipped in mini cheesecake with bugles. Creative.
Okay.
The Class V concoction and Amsterdam vodka, so this is in the drinks, and then you got Caracas spicy breath. So you get the mini puff s'more for $6.99. So OTT, you guys need to go get the mini s'more and send a picture to Wayne.
Definitely have to send me a picture of it. I'm so jealous. That I don't, so let me tell you, before we get out of here, I'm going to tell y'all some cool things that y'all can go look up, because I feel like the more we get into like the candy business, the more we find like these crazy, odd, really good things out there. So there is a Swiss company that makes these things called bulbs. So these bulbs are like a gummy, but they don't make gummies like we do, right? So we make gummies out of glycerin. They make the gummies out of potatoes.
Okay.
Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me. Crazy good, just insanely good. They do nothing when you freeze dry, because it's not the same texture as maybe glycerin, but the flavor tastes so. I'm in love with these ones called banana caramel. They're banana caramel bulbs. I'm in love with these things. I swear to God, it tastes like bananas and caramel, not like a fake banana and a fake caramel. It tastes like banana caramel. Everything
You just gave me an awesome idea, by the way.
Everything that we get from them tastes like what it says. So if it says it's Coca-Cola, it tastes like Coca-Cola. If it says it is peach, we hate peach candy, but the peach bulbs, it tastes like peach. The craziest thing I've ever experienced, and it's made out of a potato glycerin.
And you said this is a foreign brand, right?
It's a Switzerland brand. It's called Bulbs. B-U-B.
So,
I mean,
I just
BBS.
got a crazy idea, and maybe I make maybe I even make a short out of it. I don't know. Maybe I'll do something and send it to you. But of course, if some of you guys know, look for Wayne's thing. We did. He hasn't dropped it yet, but we did kind of. I threw him a curveball.
Yes.
To do what I call the Disney World Challenge. And we were at Magic Kingdom, and we decided to find 2 bags of candy that we're going to send them and see if they'd freeze dry or if they even come out. Who knows? We didn't even know. We just kind of guessed. But we haven't even, another thing I hear that would probably be kind of cool. We have Epcot.
Yeah.
So what do we have at Epcot? We've got all different countries, and they always sell all the different candies at the different countries. We need to find some different other country candies to send to you.
So that is one of the things that we kind of started doing, is we started kind of just branching out, and that's how we found all of these really cool, like, different things that were out there. And bulbs are really big. Like, they sell out everywhere in the United States. It's so hard to get them. I have a hookup now where I have like a whole half pound down in the basement that I just kind of like go down and they're just banana caramel. It's like a whole bag of just banana caramel. So delicious. But go follow us over on TikTok. We're gonna get that video made with Chris here at some point. We're gonna get that video made. See, I gotta like trick the camera.
I think I threw him a little intro to that video.
Yeah, so go follow us over there. We've been having a lot of fun over there. If you ever wonder like why I'm not on YouTube that much, it's because we're super busy over there. But I haven't gone anywhere on YouTube. I still make videos, just not as often as I used to. And I'm not doing like I'll get back to doing the flashy, like the what do they call it, the picture that you put on there to catch people's attention. I'll get back to doing those things flashy at some point, but for now you're gonna get the raw unedited me. The raw unedited me is what you're just gonna get right now. Chris, I guess it's that time for us to get out of here, brother.
That time. So always a lot of fun. We continue going on. OTT and wife, go ahead and enjoy Halloween Horror Nights this weekend. You guys have a lot of fun. Yes. Get back with him, and we know what Wayne's got. We know Wayne's got some internet problems.
I've already got a message from him. I got to sit down and read it. I didn't do it while we were on the live. I thought I'd just wait till he got off. I'll sit down and read it and then get back with you. I appreciate y'all so much. I don't even think y'all know how much I appreciate y'all. I was giving them an ultimatum tomorrow that was going to be fix it or I just get another service. We're at that point where you fix it or I leave. It's there.
I can see
what you got going on next week?
Not a whole lot. Kind of quiet weekend, stuff like that. We don't have a lot going on until we get to the brand new Great Wolf Lodge in Naples, Florida, at the end of October. So, but we're probably going to go, not this weekend, but of course, opening weekend, we're probably going to go see the new Beetlejuice movie.
I would definitely go do that. I'm going to have to get on that one. Is it coming out this weekend or is it next weekend?
Next weekend, not this weekend, next week, not on the 6th.
That'd be foolish to come out this weekend. So next weekend, it's coming out. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. That'll be a lot of fun.
So, but yes, if you guys haven't got your candy, get over to Doomsday Delight, get yourself some candy. My family loves it. My kids ask me to order stuff all the time, and they can't wait for the Disney World Challenge. So, thank you all for coming. Always appreciate it. And until next time,
appreciate you guys. Have a good night.
You guys are gonna have to put this in the description. You know, I'm gonna leave this show tonight a little worse off, I think, quite honestly, than where we began. Everybody is watching this and watching this on the replay. You are now dumber and less important in life because of what has transpired here this evening. We apologize for what's going on right now. I'm gonna try to pretend like none of this happened.